Hello grade 10s, welcome. What are we going to look at today? We're going to look at your credit transactions. So remember, credit transactions, we don't always have cash involved when we buy or when we sell goods on credit. So therefore, we finish the cash transactions when we sell for cash, when we buy goods for cash, when we pay someone, or when we receive money. But we can't forget those transactions. We need to still be able to use them in work that we're currently busy. Now, special credit transactions of the sole trader. What do we need to know? Firstly, sole traders can most probably buy on credit. They have a registration number, they will have a bank account in their names, they will have a proof of address. So therefore, this business will be a valid business and they will have bank accounts most probably, which they can take to a creditor and say, please, look, I am a good financial person and I want credit. I don't want to come in every second day and buy and pay cash. I would like to receive an invoice at the end of the month and then I can pay. So that is when the business will buy on credit, and that other business will be called a creditor. The creditors will be liabilities to the business. Now, the same can happen to us as business. People from out there can come and say, I don't always have cash in the middle of the month, but I would still like to buy from you. So what will you need from that person? You will need bank statements, maybe a salary advice slips, maybe a proof of address and an ID. You can get all this documentation, and with this documentation you can look at them and see, are they creditworthy or are they not creditworthy? And then we can decide to sell on credit. Now what happens when we sell on credit? When we sell on credit, think of the big clothing stores. Most of them sell on credit. What happens to their sales? Their sales will go up because now people don't need cash in their pocket to buy. They can just swipe that card and then they owe that business money. So we are going to look at the transactions, the credit transactions today. Now remember, credit transactions, the first point of entry will be a source document. The source document will be called an invoice. So we will give an invoice to my debtor. The debtor owes the business then because they bought from us, so therefore they owe money to the business. It's an asset. When we go to a creditor and we purchase, they will give us the original invoice. Now, what do they keep when they sell to us, and what do we keep when we sell? We will keep the duplicate and they will keep the duplicate. So whoever sells will keep the duplicate in their books or in their files. Now let's go and see, after the source document, we need to place all these transactions again in journals. Then the journals will be totaled. We'll take it to the general ledger, and then we'll look at two new ledgers. We'll look at the debtor's ledger and the creditor's ledger a bit later on. But let's start with a nice activity. Firstly, we have information, and the information is relating to my business, title, traders. Now, let's go and look at all the information. We can't skip information. Everything is very important. They say all amounts received are deposited daily. Now, what does this mean, guys? We are not running to the bank after every 100 Rand we receive in the business. We will take all the receipts that we receive. Again, we'll put it into an analysis of receipts column. We'll total it at the end of the day, and the total amount will go to bank. So we're not running. Imagine the teller at your supermarket. Every time she receives or he receives cash, she runs to the bank. It will be chaos. So therefore, at the end of the shift or the end of the day, we will take all the receipts, all the money received to the bank. Let's continue. The next piece of information says all goods are sold. So we are selling how? At a markup of 50%. Now guys, remember, 50% is not the half. It's not a half of my selling price. So say I give you a selling price of 9,000. You can't take that 9 and divide it by 2. Why not? Remember, your cost is always 100%. Your markup is 50%. So if you have 100 and you add 50 to it, you have 150. Do you see? You have 3 50s So be careful. You can't just divide by 2. The only time you can divide by 2 is when your markup is 100%. But let's continue now with the information. I'm giving you balances, and these balances appeared in the trial balance at the end of May, so the 31st of May 2015. Now let's go and look at these balances. I gave you drawings. Remember, drawings like an expense, the asset, the amount on the debit side. Trading inventory, which will be trading stock, we'll have that also on the debit side. Debtors control, creditors control, and as you can see, the list continues. Now, this information we will use in our general ledger, which we'll come back to now. Then on the other side, we have the debtor balances and we have the creditor balances. Now let's go and see. We have a debtor called Kevin, Sanele, Abiba, and Bongani, and this is what each one of them owes me. So each one owes me a different amount. So I can exactly see who owes me what, and then I have the creditors, the balances in the creditors ledger, and we have Seattle traders, and we have Tando suppliers, and those are our creditors. So the creditors we owe again, and the debtors owe us. Now, what you can also do is, let's quickly see, my detailed list needs to equal my summary. Let's go and look at that. If you add up your debtors, here's your debtors. If you add all of them up, what will you get? You will get your debtors control. And you will see if you take 4 plus 3, it's 7, it's 14, it's 20,000. There's your 20,000. So this is your summary in your debtors control, and this is your detailed list in your debtors balance list. Now let's look at the creditors. These two needs to total your creditors. Let's go and see if you add those two up, what do you get? You'll get your creditors. Again, the summary in creditors control and the detailed list. Now, let's go look at a few transactions. Our very first transaction for June 2015 is number 1, and I will do it for you. Now, guys, remember, when we look at the transaction, we have the big 5. What is the big 5? The big 5 will be, you have your document number, you have your day, you have your details. What's your details? Where did I get the money? Did I do a cash sale? Did a debtor pay me? What's the debtor's name? So that's the where did I get the money, the amount, and then the reason. There's always a reason for paying, for receiving. So there's always a big 5, especially in your CPJ, PCJ, and CRJ. But let's look at the transaction now and identify the big 5. Number 1, that's your day. We received a credit invoice. So when we receive a credit invoice, we bought. So let's write it there for yourself. We bought from whom? With invoice number 20, and it's Seattle Traders, and we bought pencils and pens. What is pencils and pens? It will be stationery, so let's make a note. And we bought goods. What is goods? It will be trading stock of 4310. Now let's go and see. How will I enter this in my journal? What journal will I use? Remember, I'm buying on credit, so I need to go to my creditors journal. Let's go and see. So here's your creditors journal. As you can see, it's for June 2015. We are Tata Traders, and we have the document number, we have the day, we have Seattle Traders, and now, remember, what did we buy? We bought trading inventory or trading stock, and we bought stationery. So both of these went up. We bought more of both of these items. And what do we owe Seattle Traders? We owe in total 4,510. But now let's go look at the next transaction. On the 2nd, let's use another color. On the 2nd, a check was received. There's the clue. We received money. We received from Bongani, and we received this during May. But now, this was a dishonored check by the bank of 1,500. So let's quickly look at dishonored checks. What happens with a dishonored check? I receive a bad check from Bongani. So I receive money. I record it in the CRJ. But now, when I went to the bank, there was no funds in Bongani's bank account. So he didn't have money to give us. So what should we do? We should cancel this receipt in the payments journal. Now remember, we're not paying Bongani now. we are just cancelling what he paid us because we didn't receive the money. Now remember, we will have to record it in the details with extra information because we're not paying Bongani. So in brackets, we need to say RD check. Let's go and see. So here is my CPJ. And as you can see, I received the info from the bank statement, the second Bongani RD check, and I cancel the amount. And who gave me this bad check? He was a debtor. So therefore, this debtor owes us more again because he did not in fact pay us. So you will see bank went down and your debtors control went up. Let's look at the next transaction before I give you a few to do for yourself. We have on the 4th again received 2,800 from Sanele in settlement of his account. To date, we're giving him receipt 17. So again, guys, Sanele is paying us. So therefore, what happens? If he pays us, we're receiving money, but he's settling the account. This means he's paying his account off. So let's go and see, what does Sanele owe us? Sanele owes us 3,000 Rand. Now, what do I need to go and do? He's only paying us 2,800. So 200 Rand is a discount we allow to him. And how will I record this discount? Remember, if we allow the debtor to pay less, it will be called discount allowed, which is an expense. So let's go and fill it into my CRJ. We are receiving money. So as you can see, your CRJ at the top, Sanele, the invoice date, and he's paying us, we're receiving 2.5, we put 2.5 in bank, that's the only transaction for the day. But now, what happens to your debtors? It's going down with a full 3,000. Why? Because your 2,800 here and your 200 here needs to equal the 3,000 Rand. Let's continue with the next transaction. You will see I tried to put up the pace. Remember, for accounting, you need to work very, very fast. You are paying 2,000 Rand by check 732 to Seathley Traders. You receive a receipt from them indicating you're getting a 100 Rand discount. So therefore, you're paying 2,000, and now, because you paid 2,000 and you maybe paid early, he gave you a discount. So now, the creditor gave us discount, so we owe less. How much less? 2,100? 2,000 we've paid, 100 was a discount. Where will we record this? We paid them, so we'll record it in the CPJ. Let's go and see. So here's my CPJ again. And I wrote our check 732 on the 7th. Seathley Traders was the payee. I paid them 2,000 Rand. And again, I'm getting a 100 Rand discount. So the 100 Rand discount and the 2,000 that I'm paying should equal the creditor control. Because how much is your creditor's control going down with? 2,100. Let's go and look at the next transaction. Issue a debit note. Now, if we do a debit note, we send stuff back. We owe the creditor less. Creditors less on the debit side. We're giving them number 98. It's Seathley Traders for damaged items that we returned. We returned how much? We returned goods and we returned pens. Remember, goods trading stock. So we will have to go to journal CAJ. So let's go and look at journal CAJ, your creditors allowance journal. And as you can see, we have the document, we have the date, we have Seathley Traders, we sent back trading inventory of 1,250, we sent back stationery of 160. So how much in total do we owe them less? Remember, it's going down. We owe them 1,410 less. Now, let's go and look at your next transaction. Your next one, I would like you to complete the next two in your ad break. Let's go and look at them. I'm going to do them in a nice color for you. You bought goods on account. You're buying it on account from Tando Suppliers, 4,800 less the 10% trade discount and subject to additional 5% discount if we pay. Now guys, remember, You're not paying here. You are only buying here. You are buying on credit. So look at the discount we are going to receive. And we don't record this trade discount. Remember, if we pay less when we buy, or when we buy for less in this instance, we won't record that trade discount. We only record discounts allowed, that is when your debtor pays you, or we record discount received when we get discount from a creditor. And then the next one for your ad is receive 3,700, receive again that, from Kevin in settlement, so he's paying off his account as of 1 June. So let's go and see, what did he owe on 1 June? Kevin owed me, let's go and look at it. Kevin owed me 4,000 Rand. So therefore, if he's paying off his account and he's paying off 3,700, did we give him a discount? Hopefully, you'll be able to get both of them right. Then I'll reveal the answers to you after the ad break. Good luck. Okay guys, now remember you've paid you bought from Tando Suppliers. You bought 4,800 Rand worth of goods. Did you get the calculation right? Remember, what do we need to do? We have to take 4,800 times 10%. Then we'll get the 480. So we have to take 4,800 minus 480, and that will give you your amount that you bought for. Or another way you can do it. You take 4,800 times 90%. Why 90%? Remember, 4,800 is the full 100%. I'm getting 10% discount. So in fact, do I buy for 100% or do I buy for 90%? And that's why I say, use this information. Use it, 4,800 times 90% to get what amount you actually bought for. And let's look at your answer. So the next one will be 21 in document. You bought on the 8th from Tando Suppliers. And there's your answer. You bought 4,320. Again, 4,320 is 90% of your 4,800. And then what did you buy? You bought trading inventory. And now, as you can see, we are done with the creditor's journal for now. I totaled it for you. Now let's go and look at the other one. Now remember, Kevin. Kevin is a debtor. The debtor is now willing to pay us. We checked and saw that he owes 4,000 Rand in the beginning. It's quite a lot of money. So he owes us 4,000 Rand, but he wants to clean his account. So we call it settle the account. Now, how much money did we receive from Kevin? He gave us a check for 3,700 Rand. So he paid us 3,700. So that's the money we'll take to the bank. But now remember, we said he's settling the account, so he does not owe anything after this. So remember, your debtors will still go down with 4,000, but that 300 Rand is missing. What is that 300? It's discount allowed, and discount allowed will be an expense. So let's go and look at the way you recorded it. There it is. It's 18, the 10th. Kevin gave us 3,700. We took it to the bank. It was the only one on the 10th. And then no sales, no cost of sales. But here we'll say 4,300 Rand as the discount. Now let's go and look at the other transactions quickly and finish up all the Nash journals. We have another one here saying that send a debit note to Gr10 traders. So we're buying again rotten stock from Gr10. Since they neglected to give us a 215 Rand trade discount on our purchase. So again, we're not buying bad damaged items here. We are just getting a discount. So therefore we paid or recorded too much in the creditor's journal. So if we record too much in the creditor's journal, we need to take out the difference where? We need to put it into your creditor's allowance journal. And remember, we need to go and fill it in nicely. Let's go and see. Always work neat in your CAJ. There's my CAJ, my creditors. Let's go and look at the CAJ. As you can see, we have the next debit note, which is 99 on the 10th. Gr10 traders, we returned goods because he didn't give us a discount. On what didn't he give a discount? On trading stock. So your trading stock is going down, just like my account for creditors control is also going down. And as you can see, we totaled that for you. Remember, guys, Gr10's total all your journals. If you total your journals, we'll get a few extra marks. Let's go look at the next transaction. you would like to do this one for me, I think let's read it together. Paid. You're paying 300 Rand by check to Neo Services for delivering merchandise bought on the 11th to the storeroom. I'm giving you a full minute, and remember, this is a delivery on merchandise. I hope you can remember where to put it in. 1 minute. Okay guys, now remember, when we buy merchandise, we pay for the merchandise. So whenever you go to a store and you buy something, say it's a very big item, you need to get it to your house. So you pay twice. Actually, you pay for the product or the item you purchased, and you pay for delivery. So this product that you bought is actually worth more. So remember, delivery on a purchase will be recorded in your trading stock or trading inventory account. So let's go look at your journal. We'll have to pay. So we're going to your CPJ, which is here, and we are paying, let's quickly just clean this. We are using check 733. We are paying Neo Services 300, and you will see it's only entered into your inventory column. Let's go look at the next transaction. Pay Tando suppliers by check in settlement of the account. So again, we are paying, and we are paying per check in settlement of the account, and we're giving them 100 Rand discount. And remember, the account was on 1 June. So let's go and check. What did we owe Tando? We owe Tando 1,500. So guys, I'm giving you 1 minute to quickly look at this transaction again, and please fill this transaction into the correct journal. So guys, we owed Tando 1,500. They're giving us 100 discount. So what will we pay them? We'll pay them payments journal 1,400. So let's go and look at the entry. As you can see, check. We are paying Tando suppliers 1,400. Nothing in your trading inventory and debtors, but your account will go down with 1,500. And you will get a discount of 100. And just to show you again, the 1,400 and the 100 will equal your 1,500, and now we can total that journal. Let's go look at the last couple of transactions. We are almost through with the journals. We sold goods per invoice 58 On the 14th, Sanele is our debtor, 2,700. So let's go and see. We sold goods per invoice, so we sold on credit. So we'll have to go to my journal, which is my debtors journal. Here's my debtors journal, invoice 58, the 14th, Sanele, 27, your cost of sales 1.8. Let's look at the last couple of transactions together. Here it is. I want you to quickly do this one. I'm giving you a minute to do it. On the 16th, sold merchandise on credit to Kevin, and the amount is 12,300. Hopefully you get the cost of sales correct. Your 1 minute starts now. Okay guys, this one is very similar to the one I just did before. Remember, we sold on credit, so if we sell on credit, the debtor owes more, the debtor will owe more in the debtor's journal. So let's go and look at the journal quickly. I have invoice 59, that's my next one. The day Kevin bought from us, 12,300, and then your cost of sales will be 8,200. As you can see, we totaled it. Now let's finish off when a debtor returns. Let's quickly go to the transactions. When a debtor returns, we'll refer to it as debtor's allowances, and we will give this debtor a credit note. So we sent a credit note on the 19th, number 877, to Kevin for goods he returned, and that was on 80. I'm going to read the next one as well. It's on the 20th, and Sanele also claimed an allowance for damaged goods that he returned to us. So he returned goods to us, so he owes us less. We gave him a credit note, and it was 135. Now let's go and look at the journal. It's a very nice, easy journal. Your DAJ is there, and as you can see, we have, let's just move it, A77 and A78 on the 20th and the 19th. Remember, Kevin returned and Sanele returned. We have a 135 that Sanele returned, and then the cost is 90. And then if you add it up in total, you will see everything is now nicely totaled. So all journals are total, but now what do I need to do when all journals are totaled? Now remember, we read that we have balances in your ledger, your general ledger with all your T accounts, and then we have balances for every single debtor and creditor. What I want to go and look at is, let's go and look at all of those balances again and start off with the general ledger, and then we'll look at the debtors and the creditors ledger. So let's go and look at the information. The information was given on your very first sheet. We did look at it in the beginning, but I now want to focus on it. So again, here's your T account you need to do. So again, your debtors. Remember, your debtors will go up on the debit side. So I'm going to say debtors are plus minus. Inventory, trading stock, it will be an asset, also plus minus. So these amounts will go to the debit side of your T account. And how do I open it? I will say it's the 1st of June. I will say balance. I will say 6,000 for drawings. I will say 40,000 for trading inventory. What do I need to do next? Debtors control, it's an asset. It will go up on the debit side. Same thing, the month, the day, balance brought down of 20,000. Creditors control will be a minus plus. So the plus will be here on the credit side. So if we name it, we can say debit is this side and credit is that side. Your bank will be an asset. If they don't state it's an asset, they will state it's a liability and then it will swap. But now in this case, we have an asset, it will be plus minus. Your loan is a liability. Your liabilities will be minus plus. Sales and income, minus plus. Cost of sales and expense, plus minus. Stationery expense, plus minus. A discount allowed will be 500. But now remember, this is an expense to the company or the business, the sole trader. And then we have discount received, and now we paid less, so we have an income. And as you can see, that is all of my T accounts. So how do I start off? How do I get maximum marks? I start off, I draw my T account. If you have your nice T account, remember your T account will have a debit side on the left, a credit side on the right, and where your plus is, you'll have to write the beginning of this month. We started with June, so we'll write June, the first balance, brought down, and then the amount. But now, what do I need to remember? Remember, your income and expenses are nominal accounts. Now, all nominal accounts with drawings needs to be written as a total. We can't write balance for those accounts. They close off at the end of every year, and that is term 3 work. But get into the habit to know all income, all expenses will be closing off to a certain account at the end of the year. So we will write balance for all assets and all liabilities, and we will write total for drawings, all income and expenses. Now guys, in our ad break, quickly draw all the T accounts for you, open up the T account with the balance, and then we're going to look at how to post your journals to those T accounts. I'll see you now. Okay guys, I hope you opened up all your T accounts and placed all your balances nicely into these T accounts. Now remember again, if you know the format, you know your assets are plus minus, your liabilities will be minus plus, your capital minus plus with your income minus plus. You already have a few marks, your expenses plus minus, your drawings plus minus, but now know that your drawings and your expenses, if they go up on the debit, your owner is unhappy because I won't be happy with major expenses in the company. I would like to cut all expenses to as little as I can. So know that expenses and your drawings, although they go up on the debit side, it's very bad for the owner. But now let's go and look at your very first journal. Your very first journal we completed, or that we started with in grade 8 already, is your CRJ, your receipts journal. Now very, very important when you post to the ledger. You can't jump from one journal to the other and hope that you recorded everything. You need to keep in mind, what ledger accounts do I need to open for this activity? Keep it at the back of your mind as you go through every journal thoroughly. You need to start with one, finish it, go to the next, finish it. So let's look at your CRJ. Your very first one, CRJ, and I see I have an amount in bank. So this is my bank. You remember your bank went up. For various reasons, your bank went up. So this 6,500 will have to be posted to the debit side, because bank is plus minus, to the debit side of your account. And to the debit side, we will write sundry accounts or total receipts. But now, you will see sales. We have nothing in sales, but sales would have gone up because we have more sales. The more sales we have, the better. The better income we have. So income went up, and the reason will be bank. So no, in your T account sales, we can't write sales. We need to write, where is the amount reflected? What other account is my amount reflecting? And it will be, sales will be shown in bank, and bank will be shown in sales. And that's your double entry rule, your contra account. Now my next one will be cost of sales. As you can see, we don't have anything, but I want to go through it. Remember, cost of sales is married. They are married. Who's cost of sales married to? They are married to trading stock. Why am I saying this? Now let's quickly look at it. Cost of sales and expense. The expense goes up. The expense goes up on the debit side. Now, did you get the stock for free, or did you have to buy? Now guys, you had to buy the stock. So your stock is actually an expense in this case because you had to buy to sell. So this cost price will be the amount that you had to buy, and you need to place it on the debit side. And what did you sell? You sold trading stock. Now, what will happen to your trading stock if you keep on selling your stock? Your stock will go down on the credit side. So trading stock will go down on the credit side. Your asset is decreasing. Why? Because I'm having all the cost of sales. But now let's get to today's columns, your debtors and your discount allowed. As you can see, your debtors will go down. Why will your debtors go down? Because they paid you, so they are paying you. But is this amount just paying, or did they pay and you gave a discount? And the answer is you gave a discount as well, because here we have it. So in total, we received 6,500, but we gave a discount of 500, and that will equal my 7,000 Rand. Now let's go and look at the ledger. And actually, I would like you to place this in your debtors ledger, or your general ledger, but your debtors control account. I'm giving you 30 seconds to do it. Okay guys, so your debtors went down. Your debtors went down on the credit side because they paid and we gave a discount. So let's go and see. Here's my ledger and here's my debtors. So let's go and see. At the end of the month, we have bank and discount allowed 7,000. Now remember guys, we have bank and discount allowed as 7,000 because I had to add bank and discount allowed together to get to the 7,000. Now remember, the discount allowed is an expense, and where will I place it? Let's go and look in the T account of your discount allowed. There's your discount allowed. And as you can see, we have a balance. You can write balance or you can write total. It's not a big thing if you write balance. Remember, it's not too important. The amounts. Now let's go and see. Who did I give discount to? I gave my debtors a 500 Rand discount and I received it from the CRJ, as you can see. And then what happened to bank? Did you have to do bank? Let's go and see. Is there a bank column? And as you can see, we didn't have to do bank. So now, what is the next journal? Let's go and see. Your next journal will be your CPJ. Your payments journal. Now remember, if you pay, money is leaving the business, your asset is decreasing, you have less money. But remember, we can buy assets, we can pay expenses, the owner can take money. But let's go and see. Let's go and look at the journal. Here's your cash payments journal. We completed it nicely, so let's look at bank. Now, if we had the bank T account, we will write it on the credit side because we have payments. You're losing more money for various reasons, and these reasons were in total 5,200. So that will be your total payments. But what did you do with all the money? As you can see, this 1,500 is also in debtors control. And this 300 here is also in inventory. So let's go. How do I do it again? I start from the left, move to the right, and then from sundry, top to bottom. I don't have sundry, so I don't need to stress about it. So your next column will be your inventory. Did I buy more? Did I buy less? Guys, quickly place this 300 Rand in your inventory. Remember, the right side, the right amount and the right details on the right date. I'm giving you a minute. Let's go and see. So we bought more. Assets go up on the debit side. How did we buy? We bought cash. So we used money. So your details will be bank. Let's go and see. Here's my inventory. Here's my inventory. 300 Rand bank. And then I will use CPJ as my details. Happy with it? Let's continue. Let's go and look at the next column. Your next column will be your debtors. Now I'm going to look at the debtors quickly with you. The debtors are D, so we're not paying the debtor, but the debtor is owing more because he gave me a bad check. There was insufficient funds. So let's go look at debtors control. Your debtors control will have to go up on the debit side because it's a plus minus, and it's your CPJ, and always remember to write in your RD check. And as you can see, you'll get full marks there. Let's go to the next column in my CPJ. Your CPJ giving your creditors, and remember your creditors went down with what you've paid. Now I want to quickly show you. This 100 and this 100 will be shown as a discount received. But then how much did I pay them in total? I paid 2,000 and 1,400. So I paid 3,400 Rand. But what happened? 3,400 and the 200 will give me my 3,600. So remember, what happens to creditors? Creditors will go down. The creditors will go down on the debit side. Let's go and see. There it is. Let's reveal the answers for you. It's bank and discount received. And as you can see, 3,600. Where did I get the info from? From my CPJ, and they're almost done. Remember, your CPJ also told you that we received a discount, and the discount will be minus plus. It's an income. The owner is smiling on the credit side, and we received it. The creditors gave it to us, and we can just say the info is from my CPJ. Now let's go to my next journal. My next journal, very interesting, very easy, the debtors journal. Now, your very first column with amount in it is sales, but now question, how did I sell, guys? I sold on credit to the debtor. So the debtor owes more on the debit side. Sales is more on the credit side, and they will now be friends. They will be contra. So in debtors, debtors go up. Why are they going up? Because we sold. And your sales is going up on the credit side. Why? Because we sold on credit, so the debtor owes more. Let's see how this works in our ledger. There's my debtors. And as you can see, we have sales here. We received it from your DJ, 15,000. Now we need to go and look at your sales. This is your debit. Always remember that's your debit. And then your credit will be in sales. Let's see, do we have the sales account? As you can see, we don't have it. But let me draw it for you next door. So remember, your sales will be a minus plus. Your sales will go up. Debtors control, remember all the dates and everything. there's the 15,000, just to show you how to complete it. Now let's go and see and look at the next column. The next column, cost of sales again, married to trading stock. So we sold trading stock going down, cost of sales going up. Let's go and see. I'm going to reveal the answer for you rather, save some time. There you'll see it's cost of sales, and this cost of sales will be your DJ, and then what happens to your cost of sales account? It will go up. There it is, trading inventory, and it will be your DJ. We sold more, so we have a bigger cost. Let's go look at the debtors allowances. Your debtors allowances work similar to that of your debtors journal. Debtors allowances meaning that my debtors allowances go up. It's an expense. Who owes me less? The debtor owes less of 315. Remember your cost of sales, again, married to trading stock, but now it works inverse. I have no cost because I didn't sell. I have more trading stock because they brought the stuff back. Although they're damaged, remember, a lot of companies do sell their salvaged items. Let's go and look at the general ledger. Your inventory now will firstly go, let me just go and open these. It will go up because we have DAJ. We received the stock back. What happens to my debtor? Your debtor will go down with debtors allowances. Why? Because they returned. If they return, they owe us less. Now, your cost of sales and trading inventory. Let's go and see where's your debtors allowances. Your debtors allowances will be at the bottom somewhere, not here. So remember your debtors allowances, let's draw it quickly, will go up on the debit side. And now your cost of sales will be on the credit side as DOJ because we did have any cost. Let's quickly finish off with the last journals. Your creditors control goes up because we bought more. What did we buy? Trading stock goes up. Stationery goes up. Let's go and see where to fill in all three of these amounts. Firstly, your creditors went up. Your creditors go up on the credit side. Remember, it is a minus plus. What did we buy? We bought trading stock. So as we can go and see here, we bought trading stock. How did we buy it? On credit. So it's your creditors. And then what else did we buy? Your stationery. Stationery normally expense on the debit side. Your very last journal for today. Let's see. Creditors go down here. Goes down with 16285. Your inventory goes down with 1465. And your stationery goes down with 160. And these will be your credits. And this one will be your debit because we owe less. And let's go and look at your very nice T accounting creditors. What happens to creditors? It goes down. Why does it go down? We returned goods. So I can call this CAJ, for example. And then your trading inventory went down here. CAJ, we returned the goods 1465. Guys, you can see tempo, you need to learn to work a bit faster because there's quite a lot to cover. Now, I will see you soon and good luck with practicing all these nice credit transactions. See you soon.